Violet Bright was always a smart girl. In school, her teacher said, "One day you will change the world." Her friends nodded, and she did. As an adult, Violet became a scientist and invented a tiny chip that could give the human brain superpower. She believed we only use a small percent of our brain, and her chip could unlock the rest. She always stayed busy with her work. One of her childhood friends, Ash Carter, who had a crush on her, had tried to ask her out on a date multiple times, but she always rejected him, saying she didn't want to be in a relationship. She only cared about her work and achieving great things in life. Relationships didn't matter to her. Ash always felt sad when she turned him down, but he still hoped he could win her heart one day. One morning, in Violet's lab, she held her first invented chip in her hand. "I'll try it on myself," she whispered. She implanted the chip, and at once her mind cleared. She could remember every detail of her childhood, solve impossible puzzles, and even imagine things into being. She lifted books, chairs, and tables simply by believing they would float. And they did. She realized that her brain had gained superpowers. It was now so powerful that she could even change reality according to her will. Over the next weeks, she changed her reality bit by bit. First, she made herself rich. Her bank account grew overnight. Then she made herself the most beautiful woman in the world. Strangers stopped to stare and smile as she passed. She even made herself famous. News cameras followed her everywhere. Violet lived many lives at once, each more perfect than the last. But after a couple of years, she felt empty. She whispered to her reflection, "Why am I sad when I can have anything?" She tried to imagine happiness, but the joy would not come. She felt alone. Now that she could get everything she wanted, she grew bored. Everything seemed too easy, and life began to feel meaningless. There was nothing left to achieve or strive for. As days passed, her depression worsened, and one night, she climbed to the roof of her tall building and looked down. "I'm so tired," she said, tears in her voice. Then she jumped. She fell, but when her body hit the ground, the chip inside her brain glowed, and she did not die. Instead, the chip malfunctioned. It changed her brain chemistry, and Violet woke in shock. Her bright blue eyes turned cold gray. From that day on, Violet turned evil. She loved to hurt people. She snapped her fingers, and cars flew into the air. She whispered, "Begone," and whole crowds vanished. No one could fight her, for she could change reality with just a thought. Cities burned, forests disappeared, and people trembled in fear of the evil scientist. But one friend refused to give up on her. Ash Carter had loved Violet since they were children. He snuck into her lab one night and read her research files. He saw how her chip worked and how it had turned her evil. Quietly, Ash built the same chip in his own lab. Late at night, he implanted it in his brain. Ash closed his eyes and imagined a new reality. "Make Violet nice again. Let her fall in love with me." He felt the chip unlock hidden power in his mind. The world around him shimmered and changed. The next morning, Violet appeared at her window, as gentle as the sunrise. She saw Ash below and smiled with real warmth. "Ash," she said, stepping outside, "I'm sorry for everything." Ash took her hand. "I forgive you," he whispered. From that day on, Violet was kind again. She and Ash worked together to heal the world she had broken. The skies cleared, the rivers ran clean, and people learned to smile again. One evening, by the lake near Violet's old cabin, Ash knelt on one knee. "Violet Bright, will you marry me?" he asked softly. Tears sparkled in her eyes as she nodded. "Yes," she said. They married under a setting sun, surrounded by friends whose lives they had saved. And though Ash always kept the secret of the chip, their love was honest and strong. Violet and Ash promised to protect each other and the world, using only the best parts of the human mind forever after. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more thrilling tales. I also write novels in different genres like sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. If you'd like to check them out, click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting stories.